What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to give you an NFL Week 8 takeaways and reactions video, and also discussing some NFL trade deadline moves that could happen Tuesday or at least by Tuesday. But quick disclaimer, I'm recording this video Monday morning at 4 a.m. just in case whenever you hear the video, I mention a name or a player that's moved already, you'll know why, because while doing this video, no player has been traded as of yet. So let's get into it, guys. But first of all, another quick disclaimer. If you hear me slur a little word here, they are not drunk or nothing. I'm just getting off work. That's why it's 4 a.m. recording time. Long day. But let's get into it, guys. First off, I'm going to start with my Falcons. I'm not doing every team or every matchup, but just matchups that really interested me, or things that major news that happened, But first off, my Falcons. We lost to Will Levis in his NFL debut. Will Levis has definitely earned a starting job for the Titans the rest of the way through. And like I said in my YouTube short reaction to my Falcons losing to Will Levis and the Titans, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. As I said before to my fellow Falcons fans and Falcons Senate videos, are also people who believe in my Falcons. Yes, we're a good quarterback away from being better, but we're still not ready to contend or be a real threat yet. And that shows up in our defense. We have little to no pass rush. I've been saying that since the offseason. Like I said before, I predicted us getting Jesse Bates, and we got him. I'm happy we got him. We got a bunch of other guys as well. I'm happy we got him. Bud Dupree, Calais Campbell, all that good stuff. But still, we need a premier pass rusher. That's why I love the PFF report that came out just yesterday, Sunday, that my Falcons have. We offered at least a third round pick and I think a late round pick for the Commanders' Montez Sweat. I hope we get him. I'm fearful that the Jags might snatch him from us. But I'm hoping that we do land him because we need him. He's what, 25, 26. He's going to need a brand new contract, which I'm fine. I'm fine with giving him or Chase Young a brand new contract. So I want one of the guys, and I would love to get him or Chase, sign him to a 4-year, 5-year deal, and let's rock out, for being, because you look at my Falcons roster, and I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to get into the Titans next, but you look at my Falcons roster, we have no defensive guys that we drafted that are really worth anything other than Grady Jarrett, who's been in the league pushing 10 years now, and AJ Terrell, cornerback, who's kind of unsteady this year, playing well but not great, and he's what, a third or fourth year guy. We have no one else, linebacker, safety, no one else on the defense, edge, defensive tackle. No one else on that defense other than those two guys, Grady Jarrett and AJ Terrell, are drafted by the Falcons and are playing well, in my personal opinion. So, that's something we got to fix. And I think if we do get Montez Sweat, which I hope that we do, we need to focus on getting him some help in the linebacker spot, and also on the other opposite edge spot. Also, Calais Campbell won't be there for long. He's only on a 1-year deal, and like I said, I'll get into another video. Let's talk about Will Levis and his debut. He looked great. He looked great. But like I said, my Falcons don't give you a lot of pass rush, so he had a clean pocket most of the day. He looked good though, and he definitely earned the starting nod the rest of the year for the Tennessee Titans as their starting quarterback. No question there, in my personal opinion. Derrick Henry looked good, and I guess he's feeling good about himself staying with the Titans. I think that move is foolish. Foolish. In the Titans telling Henry that they're going to keep him. I wish they would trade him. His future is, like I said, if you will bring him back 1 or 2 more years, it's cool. He's not gonna do nothing. I mean, he's not gonna change life in Tennessee, But everything I read said that the league didn't really offer nothing for Derrick Henry. It was very minimal stuff. Nothing that would really rewarded the Titans for trading their best player. Hopkins looked great, as I said, and not even take this game out. 3 touchdowns, all that stuff. Take this game out. I've said, and I fought with people during the comment section this offseason when I did Hopkins' prediction video of him going to the Chiefs. And people telling me he's washed, he's not worth nothing, don't trade for him, don't sign him. Hawkins had a good year so far. He really has. Through 8 weeks, he's had a good season, and I think he's still a number one wide receiver, and I stand by that. And not even counting this game here, he's been playing well. You just been having Ryan Tannehill throwing the ball. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the year. We'll see if he's traded. Probably not now, by the way he showed with Levis, but Hawkins is still got it, and I'm happy. I believed in him during the off season, and he looks pretty good. Next up on the docket, the next, well, really the biggest news, I guess, Kirk Cousins. Torn ACL, most likely. It'll be confirmed sometime today, later on today. It's sucky. It's sucky that could possibly be, and most likely will be, his last play as a Minnesota Viking. And much as he gave that franchise and that team, and much as he's been consistent and steady throughout his years there, it's a sucky way to end it. But it's part of football. It is what it is. The more interesting spot to me now is, what do the Vikings do with Justin Jefferson? Do they really just sit on the rest of the season? I know he's on I know he's on IR not the rest of the year. He's on IR. I think another game or two, if not mistaken. Do they just deactivate him the whole season and tell him just chill and try to get a better draft spot, or do they bring him back still, or what? Do they trade for Jacoby Brissett? Because I forgot the quarterback that filled in for Kirk Cousins, but he was garbage. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, but I understand, fresh, no warm up time, just coming off the bench fresh, can definitely do that to you. But I think if you want to have a chance, or at least being competitive and maybe sneaking into the playoffs still, the Vikings might have to hit up the Commanders and get Jacoby Brissett to see who can be their starting quarterback for the rest of the season. But like I said, I am curious to see what they do from this point on. Next up, um, let's go with Brock Purdy. And this is kind of a segue. We're kind of gonna play the guessing game now, where Kirk Cousins could go, and depending on how Brock Purdy finished the season, last 3 weeks he's been playing awful, or not awful, but not himself. And if he continues this for the rest of the season, we could definitely see Kirk Cousins be the Niners quarterback, something we all predicted or we all thought could happen a couple years ago. You know, but yeah, the last 3 games, Brock has really came down to earth. That miracle run that started last year is definitely over. Can he pick it back up? Or the question is it on pause, or is it over? And that's the real question. So as of right now, it looks bad, but he can definitely rewrite the ship. The Debo injury, I don't think it's affected him that. I mean, I know it's affected him some, but I don't think it affects him that much to where he's playing this bad. I think it's just a bad stretch of games. I really do. On the opposite side, the Bengals looking pretty good. Burrow looks great. He caught before I go into the Bengals, this defense for the Niners is looking terrible. They're looking god awful. Um, and I did a couple of videos predictions for trades that they should look into, and I think they really should now. Um, Dante Jackson, or whatever his name is, I can't even think right now. But Jackson, the cornerback from the Panthers, I did a prediction video on him to the Niners just last week, and I mentioned why. I'm not going to go into detail why now, but during that video, I said there's a real chance the Niners could be 0-3 by the trade. Oh, excuse me, losing their last 3 straight games by the trade deadline, which they are now. And I think they need 3 positions. They need cornerback, they need receiver, and they need edge rusher. The Niners fan, I did a prediction video about 2 months ago on them getting Hunter Renfrow. Niners fans fought me on that. They're saying they don't need him. I still think they definitely do need another wide receiver, another starting caliber wide receiver, because as we all know, and I said during the Hunter Renfrow video, as we all know, the Niners need depth everywhere because they are the team. They're the modern day team that's been hurt the most by injuries in the key spots. Like Jimmy G been hurt all the time the last couple of years when he was their quarterback. Then you had Trey Lance. Then you had Brock Purdy last year. So then you had Debo banged up, and you had certain guys banged up on defense. So I really think bringing in Hunter Renfrow, bringing in Jackson, from the Panthers and probably a cheap edge rusher, cost a late round pick, maybe like the Titans, Danico Autry, maybe the Texans, Jerry Hughes, maybe Josh Uche from the Patriots. One of those three guys would suffice, in my opinion, bring in some edge rush help. Then you get a cornerback in Jackson, or you get Jalen Johnson from the Bears. Patrick Surtain should be a little too rich for the Niners, but you never know. You never know. I could be wrong there, but I still think receiving Hunter Renfrow makes a lot of sense. I could be wrong, but I would really love for them to get another wide receiver. Um, Next up, talking about the Ravens. The Ravens look hecka good too. They rolled today versus the Cardinals, and no surprise there. But the Ravens looking pretty good. I'm starting to really feel feel they're going to be contenders. I'm still waiting to see what they do at the trade deadline. We'll see what they do. Rumor is right now they're looking at Josh Uche. Uh, Daniil Hunter, Kirk Cousins injury, kind of make them push away Hunter. I doubt it. Every report I've seen is they want Hunter long term. Or maybe they trade him during the summer or something. But as of right now, I think Hunter stays. But the Ravens looking pretty good. Some I want to note and point out there also. Um, Going into the Dolphins and Patriots next. Not really nothing much to talk about here, but Jalen Ramsey. He returned with an interception and a 50-yard return. No touchdown, but it was a good return there. Happy to see him back. I did a prediction video as well about 2 months ago on Patrick Surtain II from the Broncos going to the Dolphins. I still think it's possible. Now the main thing to look out for now is the Broncos beating the Chiefs. Does that give them, and this is a segue into that topic, does the Broncos beating the Chiefs kind of give them life, kind of like give them a false positive saying they could just stay together and ride it out? I hope they don't. I hope they trade at least one or both of Judy and Sutton. I have them also trading. I don't have a predict. Or I have a prediction video for Sutton going to the Panthers. I have no prediction on Judy. I have the Broncos about a month or two ago as well trading Garrett Bowles to the Browns, which might be off. Bowles could be going to the. I seen the latest prediction on somebody's website. Bowles could be going to the Jets. I forgot who it was, but it wasn't the Browns. Um, or the Browns could get Judy and Bowles go somewhere else or something. But yeah, Surtain, Jewel, the linebacker, Kareem Jackson. Can he be traded while suspended? I don't know. Justin Simmons, maybe, So, does this win versus the Chiefs give them a false positive and make them stay together? I hope not. I really, really hope they don't, keep the band together. I hope they trade some guys away. And, like I said, going back to the Dolphins, I do have Surtain, if he is traded, going to the Dolphins. Xavier Howard has an out in his contract in 2024, and I would definitely expect them to use it if they do get Surtain, and that they're two cornerback one, cornerback two, or cornerback one, cornerback 1A would be Ramsey and Surtain until Ramsey gets a little bit older. Then they cut and trade him also. A contract runs out, so that'll be ideal for the Dolphins. They can't afford it, so we'll see how it goes because Surtain is under contract for the next, I believe, 2 years after this season. So they definitely can afford it. They have all three guys right now, and then, as I said, cut Xavier Howard because he has an out in his contract in the summer of 2024. So, or the summer going to the 2025 season, if I'm not mistaken. So there'll be some there they could look out for. Next up on the docket, the Saints. They got a little hot today versus the Colts, which is good to see. Finally, about time. Um, the thing about the Saints is Carr was supposed to make them better, but through 7 games, they haven't looked great. They haven't really got chemistry. Week 8, they looked a little better. Rashad Shaheed, or whatever his name is, excuse me, Shaheed, last name Shaheed. He's been probably the most consistent guy for this Saints offense. Carr has been iffy. Michael Thomas has been iffy. Chris Olave been iffy. The tight ends aren't getting no burn for real. And that's a shame because Juwan Johnson was pretty good last year for racking up yards and touchdowns for the Saints squad. But it looked like Taysom Hill and Shaheed, the two gadget guys, kind of are the most consistent guys right now for that Saints offense. Defense still playing solid, but the coach did play well. They did play well. They did play tough, hung in there as long as they could. But the Saints come with the victory. And the last topic for today, Jordan Love. Jordan Love and his struggles. The Packers are now 0-4 in the last 4 games. Um, and I mentioned this during the summer when it happened. When Jordan Love and the Packers restructured the contract the way that they did it, it was smart for both sides. And it's looking like Jordan Love has to play his butt off to keep his starting spot for next year, which might be already lost. The Packers aren't used to losing like this. He's not playing well at all. And for him to have so much sit down time, learning time, mental reps behind Aaron Rodgers all these years, and for him to play this poorly is kind of, you might just not have it, and it might be time to say it. He might just not have it. So it's looking like maybe Jordan Love might be, not the starter of the Packers next year. And then, like I said, he's just not playing well. He got to throw the ball better, plain and simple, and he's not doing that. As I said, 0-4 last 4 games. The Packers aren't used to that stuff. They have talent. They have good players. They have the same team from last year, basically, just no Aaron Rodgers. And even with him playing bad last year, they look a lot better, and that says a lot. So, can Jordan Love right the wrongs and change the fortunes of his future? I don't know, but he has a couple weeks left to do it. Well, half the season, really. And I will really hope he does. But the way it's looking, the way it's trending, I don't think he will, to be honest. So, but we'll see where it goes there. But um, last thing, NFL trade predictions. My personal predictions that I have. I already mentioned some. Patrick Surtain to the Dolphins, Cortland Sutton to the Panthers, Garrett Bowles to the Browns. Now I have Jacoby Brissett possibly going to the Vikings. Um, let's see. What other videos do I have? I can think of. I can remember. Um, I like I didn't do a video on this, but Josh Uche to the Ravens to me makes sense. Montez Sweat, I believe, comes to my Falcons or the Jaguars. Daniil Hunter, if he's traded, but I think he's not going to be. But if he is, probably Jags. I would like the Jags for him. Um, Rumor is right now Chase Young or Montez Sweat, not both will be traded. So, if we see Chase Young go to the Bears, then obviously Sweat probably stays, and my Falcons are out back. So hopefully, one of those guys come to us. But if Chase Young is traded, I like the Bears. I think that makes sense. Jalen Johnson. Clearly, if the Bears get Chase Young, he won't be traded because they're going for the future play. So that makes sense. If he is traded, I like the Steelers. I have that video out there already. Jeremy Chin should be moved. Jalen Mills should be moved. I like Mike Gesicki going to the Bengals. I meant to say this during the Bengals versus Niners portion, but I really want the Bengals to upgrade from Irv Smith. I think he's not up to par. Bring in either Zach Ertz, who's on an expiring deal, or bring in Mike Gesicki, who's on an expiring deal on a 1-year deal also, and bring one of those two guys in, and they will upgrade your tight end spot to make the Bengals even more dangerous. Also, Carl Lawson, could he return to the Bengals? I have him in my prediction going to the Raiders, but we'll see with that. I think that is all I have. Hunter Renfrow, I have him going to the Niners. Some say the Eagles, some say the Saints. We'll see. I hope he's moved. He needs to be free. And as I said before, Hunter Renfrow is my favorite slot receiver in today's NFL, and he's been barely used. I don't think he lost a step that much from his best year in 2021. Last year was marred by injuries. I think he's still solid enough to get to create separation to still play good. So hopefully the Eagles don't get richer and get him. But I'm hoping the Saints. I'm hoping the Niners. My prediction goes through. We'll see though. We'll see how everything goes. Um, that's really it. Really about it, guys. So that's it for video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.